Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
So yesterday we have done with the versatile nature of carbon. So in that first three parts we have seen, that is catenation, tetravalency and multiple bonding we have seen. Switch on everyone camera. Okay. Now the fourth property we have to see, that is isomerism. Now what do you mean by isomerism? Special property possessed by only carbon compounds. Isomerism means, there we can see in carbon compounds a unique property. We can see that there are the uh, number of carbon and hydrogen compound atoms in any molecule is exactly same. Number of carbon compounds, carbon atoms in a one molecule, the number of carbon atoms and number of hydrogen atoms exactly same, but the bonding between these carbon atoms is different. So due to which, what happens, the compounds so formed, although they have the same number of carbon and hydrogen atoms, but due to different binding between the carbon atoms, the properties, physical properties of that compounds completely differ from each other. So this way, the two different compounds are formed, having completely different set of properties. Chemical properties match because the molecular formula is same. Number of electrons in both the compounds are same. So therefore, the chemical properties match with each other, but the physical properties, physical appearance, the use of that is completely different. So this way, the number of carbon compounds will again increase with the same number of carbon atoms connected with a different way. So due to which the physical properties of those compounds completely differ. Okay, so I will show you this one structure with a four, only less number of carbon atoms I will show. Now you can imagine with large number of carbon atoms what is happening. So first one is carbon, 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon atoms only I am connecting. Now see the hydrogens. This is all these are connected, shared electrons with hydrogens. This is one type of hydrocarbon. So how many carbon atoms are here? 4 carbon atoms. How many hydrogens are there?
10 hydrogen.
10 hydrogen atoms, right? Now, so this carbon atom, one electron is shared. So there are 3 left out. 3 electrons are shared with hydrogen atoms. Now this carbon atom, 3 are already shared. So only one left out. I can connect here. This carbon atom, 1 electron is shared. So there are 3 electrons left out which are shared with hydrogen. Now this carbon atom, 3 electrons are shared with hydrogen. Now what is the structure? What is the molecular formula? Carbon 4. How many hydrogens?
10.
C4H10, C4H10. Molecular formula same. That means they have similar number of atoms in both of them. But you can see here structure, this is a straight chain structure and here it is a branched structure. Now this compound and this compound, physically they are completely different from each other. They are not same. So this way, with the only 4 number of carbon atoms, the structure change, there are 2 different compounds are formed. Clear? And this is the least one. Least number of carbon atoms are showing this property. Now if you can check, that is, if the number of carbon atom increases, then what will happen? Then how many different forms are possible? With 4 you have seen 2 structures, 2 different structures. So these 2 structures are called as isomers. Isomers of butane. This compound C4H10 is called butane. So these 2 structures are called as isomers of butane. And this property exhibited by carbon compounds is called as isomerism. So property of carbon compounds in which compounds have similar molecular formula but different structural formula. That property is called isomerism and different structures are called isomers. Now you have seen for C4H10, these are the two different structures. This is called N-butane. The name they have given different, has to be given them different, because we have to identify these are the different compounds. We can't call them as butane itself. So it has to be given the different name. So older name system, according to older naming system, this is N-butane and this is isobutane. And the new naming system, this is methyl propane. IUPAC naming system is methyl propane. And this is remain butane only. N-butane only, it will be the N-butane. Now see the structure, that is if number of carbon atoms are increased, C5H12. Now this is a pentane. This compound shows three different structures. When the number of carbon atom increases, structures also increase. So it is 5 carbon atom. One is a straight chain structure. So remaining electrons are shared with hydrogen. Okay, this is the first structure. Second structure, branched chain. 4 are in one line, one is somewhere here. Now this is also 3 electrons which are shared with hydrogen. There are 3 electrons which are shared with hydrogen. This carbon atom, 1, 2, 3 electrons are shared, so only left out 1, that is 1H. Here 2 are shared already, so 2 left out, so those are 2 shared with hydrogen. This carbon atom, 1 electron is shared, so 3 left out, so 3 are shared with hydrogen. See the number of carbon and hydrogen atoms. 5 carbon atoms, hydrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So same number of hydrogen atoms. Third structure, 3 in one line, 4 is here, 5 is here. So 3 electrons shared with hydrogen. This carbon atom, 3 are shared with hydrogen. This carbon atom, 3 electrons are shared with hydrogen. So here also 3, 6, 9, 12. So same number of carbon atoms. So therefore these are the 3 different structures. So these are called, this is first isomers, 3 isomers of pentane. So these are the 3 isomers of pentane. Now if you go on increasing for hexane, you will see 6 structures. So 6 carbon atoms, that compound is called as hexane, and that has 4 isomers. So as the number of carbon atom increases, the number of different isomers will increase, and which again increases the number of carbon compounds. Now here there are by only same number of carbon atoms, same number of hydrogen atoms. How many structures you have seen here? 3 different compounds are formed. So due to this, you can imagine that is how many compounds have increased, having the similar molecular formula but different structural formula. And this will happen only in carbon, not in any other compound. Clear? Able to understand? So this is one of the property which again increases the number of carbon compounds. So these are the four special properties, unique properties carbon possess, due to which the number of carbon compounds increases. So these are the sum of the qualities the carbon possess, which makes the large number of compounds. 80% of this earth is occupied by carbon compounds due to some of these reasons. This is only few reasons we have seen. There's much more important properties are there, which different properties the carbon possess, that you will learn one by one when you will go through the organic compounds. Okay, so write down these and draw the structures. Isomerism. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is these are the four properties by which we can say that is carbon has these properties. As a reason the large number of compounds it will form. Okay. Now next we have to go into the organic compounds. Compounds of carbon we have to see now. In that the basic compounds we have to start with organic, that is a hydrocarbons. Basic organic compounds, that is hydrocarbons. So now what do you mean by organic compounds? What do you mean by organic compounds? Anyone?
Compounds that are not made by humans.
No. Not
That are
made.
made from organic material.
What organic materials means what? What do you mean by
Salts.
organic materials?
Salts.
Salts are minerals.
Um,
Inorganic. Salts are inorganic. Yes. All the chemicals are divided into two types. One is organic and the second one is inorganic. So what do you mean by organic here? So which is not organic, that is inorganic. So therefore you need to know what do you mean by organic. So tell me the organic compounds. Yes, Aditya?
They contain carbon.
CO2 is a carbon compound, but it is not organic. It is
They
inorganic.
contain carbon and hydrogen both.
Yes. They consist of both carbon and hydrogen. And along with carbon and hydrogen, anything else can be possible. But basically, carbon and hydrogen both are needed. So basic elements present in any compound, if carbon and hydrogen both, then it is called as organic compounds. Along with carbon and hydrogen, any other element is possible. That is not a problem. But there should be a one carbon atom at least and one hydrogen atom. At least it should be there. You can see the structures. Glucose formula C6H12O6, right? Methane formula, natural gas, methane, first chapter,
CH4.
CH4, acetic acid,
CH3COOH.
CH3COOH. So all these compounds are all organic compounds. You can see the similarity between them is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So compounds have oxygen is extra. It is not mandatory part. Oxygen, having oxygen and not having oxygen, not a problem. So, but the basic is needed, that is a carbon and hydrogen. So any compound consisting carbon and hydrogen, minimum carbon and hydrogen is needed. Apart from carbon and hydrogen, any non-metal is present, that is not a problem. So all these compounds are organic compounds. Even the soap, what we use it, dishwashers, hand wash, sanitizers, all these are organic. But along with that, some synthetic materials are also added. So that's the reason we tell that is not to use much. They are harsh on skin. That is because of the presence of detergents. Detergents are harsh on skin. Soaps are soft on skin. Okay, so organic compounds are those compounds which consists of carbon and hydrogen both. Are called organic compounds. Out of that, now basic organic compound, we have to start with hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons has only compounds only carbon and hydrogen. So along with carbon and hydrogen, nothing is there. So name itself suggests hydro means hydrogen, carbon means carbon. So that means the hydrocarbons are the compounds which consists of only carbon and hydrogen, no, nothing else. No any other elements are present in hydrocarbons. So these are the basic organic compounds, and all other organic compounds are derivatives of hydrocarbons. So which are derived from hydrocarbons. Okay. So very basic organic compounds, simple organic compounds are hydrocarbons. Okay. So hydrocarbons are those compounds which consist of only carbon and hydrogen. Now, in this, these compounds are further divided into open chain compounds and cyclic compounds. Open chain compounds, also called as aliphatic, and these are cyclic compounds. So name itself suggests, what do you mean by open chain? Chain is open. That means the carbon chain is open. The first and last end or end carbon are not connected together. They are free. So these compounds have a free ends, free carbon ends. So they are not connected to back again to any of the carbon atoms. So those compounds we call as open chain compounds or aliphatic hydrocarbons. And the cyclic means where the circular part is there. So that means each carbon atom is linked together. So first and last end you can't find out. So such compounds we call as cyclic compounds, cyclic hydrocarbons. Open chain compounds, both of these further divided into saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated and unsaturated. Here also cyclic compounds are divided into saturated and unsaturated. So open chain compounds have straight chain or branch chain structures. So whenever any carbon atom you see that is it has a this straight chain carbon binding or the branch chain carbon binding is there, then all those are will come under open chain compounds, and cyclic compounds where the compounds connected by showing the ring structures. Different rings are formed of different sizes. So saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons means what now? What do you mean by saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons? So, do you remember saturated solutions and unsaturated solutions? Do you remember saturated solutions? Yes, Samrita?
Ma'am, a solution in which more solute cannot be added.
It is a type of solution in which no extra solute is added. So further dissolution of solute is not possible because all the space between the solution or solvent is completely occupied by the solute. Now extra solute don't get any space, so therefore it won't get dissolved. That we call a saturated solution. And what do you mean by unsaturated, Devyani?
Ma'am, in which solvents can be added?
Solvent cannot be added.
Solutes can
Solute can be added. So more extra solute addition is possible. Those we call as unsaturated solutions. Now what about these hydrocarbons? Now you see the structures here. I have drawn some structures all here. Now here, is it possible that is anywhere you can add any hydrogen? Addition of hydrogen possible? Because all the electrons are separately connected with the hydrogen atom. All the electrons of carbon and all the electrons of hydrogens are separately connected to each and every other atoms. So any addition of hydrogen if you want to do, is there any electron free left out? No. Anywhere you can see this structure also. In this structure also. Is it possible? Anywhere? All the single electrons are completely shared from here and there. So is it possible to connect any extra addition of hydrogen? Not possible. But in case of this structure, what happens now? Earlier I told you, double bond is weaker as compared to the single bond. I've told in terms of guessed example I have given you. Now here, two are there. So the bond between them, the force of attraction between these two carbon atoms due to double sharing is weaker. So therefore, by absorbing very less amount of negligible amount of energy also, this one bond can easily break. So when this bond, one of the bond will break, what will happen? Two electrons are free. There are two electrons are shared between them. Out of that, one of the bond, by absorbing some small amount of energy, this bond will break. Bond will break means what? Force of attraction is overcome. So immediately these electrons are free from their shared binding. So now two electrons, one with this carbon atom and one with this carbon atom is free now. Now if I want to add hydrogen atoms, can I do? So in such compound, the addition of hydrogen possible. So in one binding, one by one, only one breaking one bond, two extra hydrogens get added up at a time. What about this? There are three bonds, much weaker. Very less energy it will need to break this bond. So when one bond will break, how many electrons are free? One bond will break, how many electrons are free? Only one bond. Out of three, one bond will break. Then how many electrons are free? What happened? Breaking of one bond. That means one bond is formed by sharing one electrons of each of them, right? So when one bond will break, how many electrons are separated now?
One.
One of this carbon atom, one of this carbon atom. So totally there are two electrons are free. So those two electrons are shared with two more hydrogen atoms. Now again the second bond is broken. Then again two more extra electrons are free. So two more hydrogens you can add. If hydrogen is available, then hydrogen share in those one electron with carbon and it will form. By breaking one bond, this structure gets converted into this structure. Two extra hydrogens get added up. By breaking one more bond, this structure gets converted into this structure. Right? So this way, if there are double bonds and triple bonds, the addition of hydrogen possible. In case of double bonded carbon atoms or triple bonded carbon atoms, extra addition of hydrogen possible.
Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, these compounds we call as unsaturated. Clear? So that's the reason I asked you the saturated solutions and unsaturated solutions. So from that you can compare and explain this. In this compound, extra addition possible? In this compound, extra addition of hydrogen is possible? Not possible. So therefore, this we call a saturated hydrocarbon, where carbon and carbon connected by single bond. Because this bond now can't break. We can't break this bond. It needs large amount of heat energy. But double bond is weaker than single bond and triple bond is much weaker than any of these two. So therefore, breaking this bond is possible. Breaking this bond is much easier. So due to that, by breaking the bond, extra addition of hydrogen can be done in this compound and in this compound. So therefore, these two compounds with double bond between the carbon atoms and triple bond between the carbon atoms, the addition of extra hydrogen possible. So such compounds we call as unsaturated hydrocarbons. Able to understand? Clear now? Saturated and unsaturated means? Saturated hydrocarbons means where no more extra hydrogen atoms get added. So it has already reached saturation. Already it has reached saturation. How many electrons, hydrogens are needed? Those are already it has shared with. carbon has already shared electrons with the maximum number of hydrogen atoms. That compound has reached saturation. So no more extra addition of hydrogen atoms is possible. So therefore, this compound with carbon-carbon single bond is called saturated hydrocarbons. But by breaking the double and triple bond, extra hydrogen atoms can get added in these compounds. So therefore, these compounds are called as unsaturated hydrocarbons. Clear? So write down those points. Saturated carbon and carbon connected by single bond. So carbon-carbon single bond is there. No more addition of hydrogen atoms possible. These are chemically least reactive. Okay. So here these compounds has given the general name as alkanes. Example, alkanes. Then in this compound, carbon-carbon connected by double or triple bond. C double bond C or C triple bond C. Extra hydrogen atoms can be added by breaking bonds. Chemically more reactive. An example is alkenes and alkynes. Clear? Written? The same meaning is for this saturated and this unsaturated below cyclic compounds. Is it clear? Meaning is same. Here also saturated means all the carbon atoms are connected by single sharing, single electron sharing, that is single bond, and here double and triple bond. Only thing here we can see the ring structures, and here we can see the open chain structures. Clear? So now in detail we have to study alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. These are the group of compounds. These are the general names of saturated hydrocarbons. And this is the general name of the series of compounds having carbon-carbon double bond. And alkynes is the name of the series of compounds having carbon-carbon triple bond. So we have to learn in detail alkenes, alkenes, alkynes, different compounds, name of those compounds we have to learn. In school, have they finished this chapter? They have learned or told alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. Have they explained? Because this part is not there. Have they explained? They told or not?
Ma'am, they have finished this chapter.
Taught? They have taught or not this part?
Yes, ma'am. They have just made us write all the examples.
Examples. Alkanes examples? Alkanes. These are open chain saturated hydrocarbons. So in between carbon, single bond is present. That means single electrons shared. So that means single bonds, carbon-carbon, single bondly connected. Now, structures. General formula we'll learn afterwards, I will tell you. General formula, leave that. Examples. Alkane is actually the name of group of compounds. So this group of compounds, series of compounds, starts with one carbon atom. So that means it has only one carbon atom, one. So structure is carbon. 4 electrons it has. So all 4 electrons, first see here and then do write down. I will give you sufficient time. So it starts with one carbon atom with all single bondedly connected 4 hydrogen atoms. So this is molecular formula is CH4. Naming part, I will explain you how to name it. First I will explain you the structures, different compounds. With now carbon atoms, 2 carbon atoms are present in the sequence of compound. Alkane is a one general name of the group of compounds which has many compounds. Thousands of compounds are present, in which only one similarity, that is they consist of carbon and hydrogen, one thing. And the second, all carbon atoms and all carbon hydrogen binding is by single electron sharing. There is a single bond will be seen everywhere. All carbon atoms are shared one electron between them. So everywhere in between all carbon atoms, we can see single bond. Okay. Now the first compound of this group is this one, CH4, that is, you know the name methane. Second one is 2 carbon atoms. So drawing structures, first draw 2 carbon atoms with an electron, 1 electron sharing. How many electrons left for this carbon? 3 more. It has 4 electrons. Out of that, 1 is shared here. So how many still left out in the last shell? Only last shell part. 3 more left out. So 3 more means 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So these are shared with hydrogens. Now this carbon atom, 1 is shared. So again still left out 3 more electrons. So these 3 are shared like this. Clear? So this is written as 2 ways. H3C single bond CH3 or C2H6. Here it is half expanded form. Hydrogen expansion is not seen, only carbon bonding has been seen. Clear? So this is called condensed formula. This is molecular formula. Naming part, let me explain first this part and then naming part I will come to. Carbon is equal to 3 now. 3 carbon atoms, all 3 shares single electron because it is alkane, saturated hydrocarbon, so all single bonded elements. Now this carbon atom 1, now 3 electrons left out, those are shared with hydrogens. This carbon atom 2 electrons are shared, so 2 more left out, so which are shared with hydrogen. This carbon atom only 1 electron is shared, so how many left out? 3. So 3 are shared with hydrogens. So now this structure can be written as H3C single bond CH. हर्ष कोई बुला रहा है? CH3. So it is C3H8, right? 3 carbon atoms and hydrogens is how much? 3 plus 2, 5 plus 3, 8. C3H8, right? Now with 4 carbon atoms, carbon is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this carbon atom 3 electrons, so which are shared with hydrogens. This carbon atom 2 are shared, so 2 left out, those are shared with hydrogens. This carbon atom 2 are already shared, so 2 more left out, those are hydrogens. This carbon atom 1, 3. So this will be H3C single bond CH2, CH2, CH3. So this is C4H10. Clear? And after that carbon 5, carbon 6, carbon 7. Okay. Now naming part. So for naming, you should know the parent hydrocarbons. So parent hydrocarbon names. One carbon atom, the name is, parent name, basic name is meth. With 2 carbon atoms, eth. 3 carbon atoms, prop. 4 carbon atoms, it is but. 5 carbon atoms, pent. 6 carbon atoms, it is hex. Now it is polygon names. 7 carbon atoms, hept or sept. 8 carbon atoms, oct. 9 carbon atoms, non. And 10 carbon atoms, dec. These are the basic names, and now suffix is decided by different group of compounds have the different suffix connected after this. So now here it is 1 carbon atom. So what is the parent hydrocarbon name? Is meth. So parent name is meth. And now here it is alkane. That means it is an unopened chain and saturated. So therefore we are using the suffix for this is ane. So meth and then ane. Therefore it becomes methane. Understood? Now 2 carbon atoms. What is the parent name? Eth. Suffix used ane. So it is ethane. Now can you tell me this name? What is the parent hydrocarbon name?
Propane.
Propane.
So it will become propane. Then with 4 carbon atoms, it will become
Butane.
but and ane, butane. Now with 5 carbon atoms, what is the name will change?
Pentane.
Pentane.
So it will be pentane. Pent and ane, so pentane. Clear? Structures clear? Alkane structures clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Naming clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Easy? Not easy. Write down alkanes.
Done, ma'am.
So write the structures of 5 and 6 carbon atoms as well. Write the structures of 5 also, pentane also, and the next one is hexane also. Have you done 5 and 6?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, I couldn't see the last question, but now I'm able to see.
The next one is, the next compound is alkenes. Alkenes are open chain compounds, open chain unsaturated hydrocarbons. In which carbon shares 2 electrons between them. Double bond between carbons. But here one more important, that is every carbon is not connected by double bonding. Only one electron, one carbon-carbon bond will be double. Not all the carbons cannot be double bonds. Only one of them for the lower hydrogen atom, lower number of carbon compounds. If it is more than one double bond, then that atom, that compound is unstable. It will not be stable compound. Okay. Now one more thing. Earlier I have left the general formula. So general formula, you can see here it is CH4, C2H6. They follow one formula. Which formula they follow? That is CnH2n plus 2. You can see this formula will match for this one. N is number of carbon atoms. Carbon is 1, 2 into 1, 2 plus 2, 4. Carbon is 2, 2, 2 into 2, 4 plus 2, 6. C2H6. If you take carbon number 3, 3 2s are 6 plus 2, 8. So C3H8. So all these molecular formula follow one particular general formula. So that general formula for all alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. Clear? So write down general formula. I've left space in the alkanes. It is CnH2n plus 2. Now here also these have general formula. It is CnH2n.
Should I send?
Okay. So now start with. One second. Wait for 2 minutes. I will check and tell you.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
To make the double bond, is it possible with one carbon atom? For making double bond, is it possible with a one carbon atom? No, for double bond, two carbon atoms are needed. So therefore, this group, alkenes, starts with two carbon atoms. So it will start, the first member of this sequence series is two carbon atoms. So carbon connected with another carbon with double bond, double electron share. Now two left out, so two are connected with hydrogens. Now next group is with three carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms, anywhere double bond. You can place here or here, not both. Both not possible. So I will put it here, double bond. Now check out the number of electrons. 2 electrons already shared for this carbon. 2 more left out. So those are shared with hydrogens. This carbon atom, 1, 2 and 3 electrons are shared. So how many left out? 1 only left out. So 1 hydrogen. This carbon atom, only 1 electron is shared. So how many left out? 3. So 3 are shared with hydrogen. So this formula is C2H4. This one is C3H. How many H are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C3H6. Now with 4 carbon atoms. So 4 carbon atoms, first draw in a straight chain. And now connect it here, anywhere one double bond. So I will connect here double bond. So this carbon atom, 2 electrons are shared, 2 more left out. This carbon atom, 3 are shared, so only 1 left. This carbon atom, 2 are shared, so 2 left. This carbon atom, 1 is shared, so 3 left. So this is C4H8. Clear? Now here, this double bond I have shared after first one. There is a possibility that I can share that double bond here also. This compound, by sharing double bond at different position, the compound is different. They are not same compounds. So this carbon atom, 3 electrons shared. This carbon atom, 3 already shared, so 1 left. This carbon atom, 1, 2, 3 already shared, 1 left out. And here 1, 3 are shared. 1 is shared, 3 left out. Those are shared with hydrogen. And this is also C4H8. So here molecular formula same, structure different. So therefore 2 different compounds are formed. So these are called positional isomers. Clear? The naming part will change due to this. Now what is the naming part? It is first suffix used. ENE, alkene. So therefore ENE. So it is 2 carbon atoms. What is the parent name? eth,
Ethene.
and then ene. Eth and ene. This is prop, ene, propene. This is butene. But here, due to position of double bond, the two different compounds are formed. So therefore, properly, it is written as but1ene. It shows the position. So this double bond is present after first carbon atom. So therefore, it is but1ene. So if it is present here or here, numbering can start from left hand side also and can start with right hand side also. But you have to start numbering from where the double bond is closer. We have to start numbering the carbon atoms. To write the number this, we have to start the numbering of carbon atoms from the end where double bond is closer. Now this double bond is closer to this side, so therefore I will start numbering as 1, 2, 3, 4. So this double bond is present after 1, so therefore but1ene. And in the second one, it will become but position. This is from both the sides, it is as exactly mid position. So you can start numbering from anywhere. From here, if you start, this is 1, 2. After 2, it is present. Here 1, 2. After 2, it is present. So it is but2ene. Clear? Copy down that. Now, and then after that, you have to do for 5 and 6 also. Have you done? Everyone completed? Pentene and hexene structures?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Similarly, alkynes, the third group.
Ma'am, can I get the mobile for scanning?
Ma'am, I have submitted.
Carbon-carbon triple bonds are present. General form. CnH2n minus 2. You can see that is alkanes, that is CnH2n plus 2. In alkene, it is CnH2n, 2 less, and in the alkynes, 2 more less elements, less hydrogen atoms. So this also starts with 2 carbon atoms because triple bond is needed. So first one is carbon atom, 2 carbon atoms. So carbon-carbon triple bond, 1 hydrogen here. So it is C2H2. And suffix is YNE. So it is ethine. Ethine. What is it? What's the name of the compound?
Fine.
Ethine. So 3 carbon atoms, anywhere triple bond. I will connect here triple bond. This carbon atom 3 electrons are shared, only 1 left out. This carbon atom already 4 are shared. So no hydrogen needed, and here 3 hydrogens. So this is C3H4 and it is propyne. Carbon 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anywhere triple bond, I will connect here. So 1 hydrogen, no hydrogen, 2 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens. C3H6
Ma'am,
minus 2.
can I
Sorry,
get my
C4.
mobile?
Yes. C4H8 minus 2, 6. So it is bute, and here it is after 1 carbon atom. So bute 1 ine. Clear? No, bute 2 ine is also possible. Here triple bond.
Ma'am, I have submitted.
Already 4, 4. This is 3. So it is C4H6, this one also, and but the name is bute 2 ine. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, draw for 4 also. Sorry, 5 carbon atoms and 6 carbon atoms. 1-1 structure. No need the isomers. Have you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Pentine. Pentine and hexane structures, have you drawn?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Then start maths.